You can even manufacture pain with your brain. Even if it's tap water, drink it. Make sure you get enough. When you get your gut working the way it's supposed to work, it starts letting your body do what it was intended to do. Hey, this is Rob Renee from the I Am Painfree podcast, and welcome. We have a show today without a guest, so we're going to do a solo show, and it's going to be a lot of fun because I'm going to walk through some of the main surprises that I've had so far with this podcast. I started off not really knowing what this was going to turn out like, as I wanted to meet some amazing practitioners and doctors and even people of faith just to talk through how they help people, right? Obviously, we're focusing on pain relief, but pain is such a broad topic, right? There's so many areas of pain, and there's even lots of podcasts on pain and pain relief, but I'm trying to do things a little bit differently, interview all natural health practitioners and try to get people off of big pharma drugs using all natural health. And so doing it naturally and faithfully. And so I will be bringing on some faith-based folks relatively soon and just talking through how they're helping people. And then when we talk through that, I think you're going to really enjoy it. But I wanted to spend some time on this episode just reviewing 5 things that really surprised me about pain relief and things that people were doing that I either hadn't heard of or it didn't really dawn on me as important. But now I believe it is important, and I'm excited to review these 5 topics with you. So let's dive into these. I'm going to share my screen here real quick, and I'm going to walk through the 5 surprising pain relief discoveries that I've found so far with this podcast, the I Am Painfree podcast surprises. Here we go. I'll walk through those. The first one is emotional health impacts and how it in fact impacts your physical health. So your emotions was really surprising. This topic came from an episode with Dr. Shariko. She was amazing health practitioner, had a really good conversation about a lot of topics. But this was the one that really stood out to me as being different and something I wasn't expecting from her. And she really talked a lot about emotional connections to physical pain. She mentioned one of her patients had knee pain, and it was unresolved issues. She found out that it was literally came from unresolved issues through an alcoholic father of hers. And when she first explained it to me, I'm like, what? But she has done a lot of work, and she was able to help this person literally get rid of their knee pain just by helping that patient through their emotional health. And so that really surprised me. That was one of the areas where I just was not expecting. I'm expecting all these gadgets and all these tools and tricks and techniques to help people, but I hadn't even really considered that your emotions can hold on to something based upon something that's happened to you that can cause physical pain. That was really surprising to me. So that was really a neat discovery that there's these health practitioners that are holistic practitioners who can really do some amazing things. I even had a health practitioner do some muscle testing on me, and it was phenomenal. He would go and he would grab my arms and he could test and ask me questions, and based upon how my body was reacting, he could tell whether it was good or bad, and it would give him answers to his questions. And I was like, wow, this is so incredible. That just really exploring that avenue just showed me how incredible our human body is. So that was really exciting to me. And then the second thing related to Dr. Sirocco's session was emotional healing led to physical healing, where traditional medicine, acupuncture, had failed. So she literally tried acupuncture. She tried traditional medicine. That neither one of them worked, but she was able to get through it just through the emotional connection. I thought that was really cool. And then the last point was emotions are part of a treatment in acupuncture. aiding and balancing the patient's overall health. So that's also something I didn't realize, that in acupuncture, I haven't dealt with a lot of acupuncture. I've never had acupuncture myself. And so when she was explaining it to me, she was an expert in it. And it was really interesting that you can treat emotional health with acupuncture as well. So anyway, that was a cool episode. Dr. Shariko, if you're interested in that episode, go check that one out. Then the second big surprise to me was just doing genetic testing. And by getting your genetics tested and then giving your nutrients a personalized approach was really unique. And this came from a podcast with Kim Ressler. She's got an organization where you can do a genetic test with her, and she has a variety of different tests you can take. But at the end of the day, she manufactures a supplement specifically for you, not anybody else. So it's something that you order, and it's made specifically for you. So I thought that was really intriguing. So within it, genetic testing reveals specific needs, such as the types of COQ10 required for your optimal health. And then it's nutrigenomics is what it's called. And it customizes that. She customized that nutrition plan based upon your specific genetic makeup. How cool is that? And then I mentioned those custom supplements are ordered, and surely they're tailored specifically to you. So that was another just area that was mind blowing to me. I know that people take supplements and herbs and superfoods and stuff, and I've been doing a lot of research on that for a topic that we'll release relatively soon. I'm going to introduce you to a new solution that I've been working on that I think you're going to be super excited about. But the fact that you can take your genetics, and I watched some of the Gary Brecka's 10X Health conference, and one of the things he talked about is genetic testing. And then he takes genetic testing, then he looks at your markers, and then he also customizes an approach to you, but it isn't a specific supplement that's created for you. He just gives you different sets of supplements. What Kim Ressler is doing is really unique, because you literally get a customized supplement created for you, shipped to your house, and it's one thing you take. Whereas the 10X Health one, you literally are taking multiple supplements based upon your markers. So different approach, but still similar, and just a game-changing solution from what I understand. So I was excited to learn that. That was another big surprise for me. The third one was the importance of detoxifying, guess what? Not your body, but your environment. Like, what? So it's like it's incredible how your external environment can impact your physical health. And I thought that was an incredible discovery. And again, so this is the third one that I was really surprised about. But this came from an episode with Dr. Tom O'Brien. So if you're interested in that, you can dig into his episode again. But it's one of the things that he talks about is just reducing your indoor pollution, as he calls it. And this air pollution internally is often worse than the outdoor air pollution. That was just absolutely mind-blowing to me. I'm like, come on, they're spraying our air with all this bad stuff and all the smog and all the bad things that are in our environment, and then our indoor air is worse. I was like, that just really surprised me. And it also really has a major impact on your brain health. So I thought that was really cool too. And then one of the things that I learned from that was there's specific house plants that you can purchase that will help you recover from those toxins and those pollutants. That was another huge surprise to me. Wow. So you can literally just get some good plants and make sure you have them in your house. Make sure you visit the episode with Dr. Tom O'Brien if you want details on those plants, because we walk through that specifically. We would talk through air purifiers. We talked through some cool solutions that Dr. Tom O'Brien recommends. And then the last thing is a clean living environment is crucial to reducing that inflammation, right? Prevent Alzheimer's. That was the one thing that Dr. Tom had really worked on, is ways that if you work on your internal pollutants early on in your life, you can have a major impact later on in life for you. So as he was explaining, these things just keep adding on, adding on, and adding on, and adding on, and you don't realize it's a problem until it's too late. Wow, let's not let that happen. Right? Let's understand that there is a danger, and let's resolve it early on rather than waiting till it's too late. There's nothing like having a loved one of yours getting dementia or Alzheimer's and then just being stuck and not being able to help them. It's just a really helpless feeling. And unfortunately, there's lots of people that are going through that. So it's just continuing to get worse and worse as time goes by. So if you're interested in digging through that, go see the Dr. Tom O'Brien episode. It was pretty epic. And another. So that was the fourth one that I really didn't. It surprised me that the internal detoxification of your environment was important. I didn't. I always thought of having clean air, maybe an air filter for your home. But wow, didn't realize it had that much effect on things like dementia and Alzheimer's. Wow. So let's prevent that for all of our sakes. And then the last one, I have some really good friends who are chiropractors, and I thought this was an important one. This came from an episode with Dr. Ryan Wolfert, an awesome practitioner, and he does a lot with chiropractic care. And he's even got some specific techniques with making sure that the spinal curvature is accurate in the right spot. And it can really help you in a lot of different ways. And I think a lot of us, when we think of chiropractic, that's what we think of as the spine. And there's a lot of different things you can do. And he has even a specific program that you can go through to really help severe cases, as well as just he can even help treat you remotely, which I thought was really interesting, that he has a program that you can do where he can heal you and help you remotely. I thought that was another really awesome idea and something that people can get help from with an amazing doctor like him. And then just want to walk through just a couple of other really neat interviews I had. One of my favorites was with Dr. Edward Group. So if you don't know the company called Global Healing, that's an amazing organization, and he's been in business for, I think, 3 decades. So he's been doing this for a very long time, and he's a very spiritual gentleman. He talks a lot about the universe and getting your body getting your mind right in addition to your body. But I went through a liver detox of Global Healings, and it was really impactful for me. And so I think that that's something that everybody should do, is what I listened to a number of health practitioners through this process. And one of the most important things that I have learned so far is that your gut is where everything starts. So if you God made our body so incredibly and wonderfully and really complex. But if you can start cleaning your gut and get your gut healthy, which is not an easy thing to do, but it is something you all can do. When you get your gut working the way it's supposed to work, it starts letting your body do what it was intended to do. God made your body to where it can heal itself. So get your gut health healthy, and then you start working on your organs. You do the detoxification of different organs. You do get cleansing of parasites, and your body can start functioning the way it's supposed to function. And the gut health is so important because it helps with inflammation. And inflammation is a huge cause of most people's pain. So this is all starting to come together for me. So I wanted to just stop and do an episode. It's like, okay, what are the big surprises that I'd learned so far? And then just what are we trying to accomplish? So we're trying to help people just get healthy and reduce their pain levels. And pain is a liar. So pain is just, you can even manufacture pain with your brain, right? So you can make up pain, which is just totally unbelievable. It goes back to that first surprise of mine, which was the emotional thing that Dr. Shariko talked about, and how she helped people relieving pain just from an emotional breakthrough. So that was pretty cool. But our brain is very powerful and it can create things. But pain is something that's usually, if you do have severe pain, it's like a warning sign. Hello, take care of me. And so you can start working on that, but don't just manage symptom. Let's figure out what the cause is. And that usually starts at the gut. So start with the gut. And then, like I mentioned, get the liver clean. So you can do cleanses for that. You can do a cleanse for your kidneys. You can do a parasite cleanse. And I was listening to an amazing doctor the other day, and he's, hey, don't do your parasite cleanse if you're not pooping every day. I thought that was really important. So make sure that you are going regularly, and then do a parasite cleanse. It's something that they're recommending that you do once a year. And I'd never done a parasite cleanse. In fact, I'm excited to actually do my first, so I think that's something that I need to do. They're telling me I need to do it, and it's something I haven't done. I've done it liver cleanses, I've done other cleanses, but I've never done a parasite cleanse. That's one of the things that's on my short list to do really quickly, is that. And then there's just other things that I want to impress upon you. One is that gut health is very important. I think it's going to just be transformational in people's lives, but then just doing things smart with your health. And so there's three things I always recommend, and I want to just end this episode with those three things, right? The three things are water. You need to take healthy water. And if you can do filtered water, great. But Dr. Lionel King that I just interviewed, he said, man, I'm going to get some hate mail for this, but he's, hey, even if it's tap water, drink it. Make sure you get enough. So he thought it was more important for you to drink the volume of water than it was the type of water. Now that was really surprising, because I'm a water snob. I really want clean water. We filter our water. I put it in a hydrogen machine. That's called a water smacker, is one of the things that I use, that micro clusters your water and gets it clean. And then I drink at least 100 ounces of water every day, because I'm about 200 pounds, and they recommend you drink about a half of your body weight in ounces. So 100 ounces is a lot of water. But Dr. Lionel King's recommends, hey, just don't be a snob about your water. Make sure you get enough. But my recommendation is be a snob, but make sure you get enough. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was water, right? Get enough water, because once you get water, your body's going to function better. So then you can start doing the other things. But then this is totally free. Water's free, right? Just it's not free everywhere if you're going to go buy it, but you know what I'm saying. And then the second topic is sun, right? Vitamin D is vital to us. And so I lived in Portland, Oregon area for a very long time, and there's just the sun only shines about 9 months out of the year there. So a lot of people get these lights where they need it to get the right vitamin D. And so I even got tested relatively recently, and my vitamin D levels are still low. And I'm in Texas, and I get in the sun quite often. So it's just something you need to make a check on, because your vitamin D levels are very important to your health. So get sun, get outside. And then the third one that is related to sun is getting outdoors and grounding. Get your feet out on the God-given earth. And it's really going to help your body in a significant way. And so I think I always say this, but my wife used to tell me, and I thought I thought it was silly, that I needed to take off my shoes and put my feet in the grass. I have really sensitive feet. I've always worn shoes. I've always worn socks, and I was an athlete. So I never took off my shoes, and I never had my feet in the grass or ground. And man, I'm really bummed that I didn't do that more often when I was young, because it's so important for your health. So now I do that almost every day. I try to do it every day. Get out at least 5 or 10 minutes out on God-given earth, and it really helps you. It changes the polarity of your system, and just recharges your body's energy. And these are fun things that I have been learning through my job. And what I do, I have an e-commerce company where we sell frequency solutions. So it's like skin patches and other things that have frequency on them. And when I was working on that early on, I didn't understand it. So I had to do a lot of research on the human body. And what I found is our body is made up of energy. which that was surprising to me. But then even our cells, all the way the smallest of our body, you get down to the cellular level, those cells interact with each other through vibrations, aka frequencies. So you can have a positive or impact on your body with external frequencies. And so as I started learning these things, I was researching sun, I was researching air. So breathing techniques is I guess the fourth addition to the third. I told you I was going to give you 3 free tools, but the fourth is a breathing technique. So Gary Brecka and Wim Hof have some awesome tutorials on breathing techniques. It only takes about 8 minutes a day, but it really is impactful. In fact, I believe the last time I watched Gary Brecka in his training, he mentioned a longevity benefit that literally can add years to your life just by doing these breathing techniques. Hey, if you want to be more healthy and you want to be around your family and your grandchildren, you want to have a longer life, then you should look into doing these breathing techniques as well, right? So I want you to be healthy. So I want you to drink the right water. I want you to get some sun and get that vitamin D, and I want you to get grounded so your polarity is working well and it really recharges your body in a really healthy way. Do breathing techniques, and man, you're going to be off to the races. And then guess what? Start getting that gut health healthy. And then when you get your gut health healthy, your body's going to start operating the way it needs to. And then if you have a problem, oh shoot, your liver's not working well, then go what? Let's go fix that. Go do a liver cleanse, get that working. Okay, your kidney's not working. Do a little kidney cleanse, get that working. You get your organs and everything starting to function correctly. And man, your problems are going to start just ticking off. They're going to start going away, and it's going to be amazing. You're going to be excited about it, and you're going to write me a note and say, I'm feeling so much better because I did X, Y, and Z. And so I look forward to that. But I wanted to do this episode because I thought it was fun to review the 5 big surprises that I had seen through this process. And then I just wanted to give you kind of some of the recommendations that I've learned through this research and what the doctors that I'm talking to almost across the board, they recommend those 4 things, really. I should just change it to 4. I used to only talk about 3, but I believe the breathing techniques are really important. And hey, if it's going to make your life longer, then why not do it? With that, I'm going to just wrap this baby up, but it's been fun chatting. Let me know what you think about this, right? Do you like it when I'm just talking and want to go through topics and research that I'm doing? Or do you like me to have guests, right, and walk through and learn from them rather than learn from me? Let me know what you think about this, or if you have any other recommendations for me, please drop me a line, and I really appreciate all of you. So thanks for listening, and I'm signing off from the I Am Pain-Free podcast. If you enjoyed in this episode, you might be expecting a sales pitch for a pain relief solution. But here's a pleasant surprise. I'm offering a 3-episode pop-up podcast absolutely free. This exclusive 3-episode private podcast series is packed with more value than many paid programs out there. And getting access to this is a breeze. If you're listening on your phone, simply open up your text messaging app and send the word pain-free. It can be 1 or 2 words to 41-pain-free. So that's 417-246-3733. Again, that's 417-246-3733. If you're not a fan of texting, no big deal, right? Just visit iampainfree.com. Super easy, iampainfree.com. You can access this private podcast series instantly for no cost. All right? This isn't just any podcast series. We call it Beyond Pain, the triple B blueprint for pain-free existence. It really is a treasure trove of secrets, expert interviews, and a resource vault, all aimed at guiding you to live pain-free naturally and faithfully, right? My passion. It's a rare and value-packed resource that we're thrilled to share with you. So don't wait. Just grab that cell phone, grab your text messaging app, type pain-free in there, and just send it to 417-246-3733. Or, like I mentioned, go to iampainfree.com and unlock this exclusive content, all completely free. God bless.